Jakub Lauko signs with HC Dynamo Pardubice. New chapter after NHL Stints. The end of an era for Jakub Lauko. In a surprising turn of events, Jakub Lauko, the former Bruins winger, has embarked on a new chapter in his hockey journey. But this time, it's not within the NHL, as Lauko has officially signed with HC Dynamo Pardubice in Czechia. Lauko's story with the Bruins began back in 2018 when he was drafted in the third round. Over the next 5 years, he became an integral part of the Bruins organization, showcasing his versatility and willingness to contribute wherever needed. The controversial trade. However, the 2024 NHL draft saw Lauko traded to the Minnesota Wild as the Bruins aimed to improve their draft position. Despite playing for a tanking Bruins team towards the end of the season, Lauko's performance was notable. He tallied 2 goals and 5 points, along with an impressive 50 hits and 17 blocked shots, averaging over 12 minutes of ice time per game. A career high and a new beginning. Overall, the 2024-25 season marked a career high for Lauko, with 5 goals and 11 points across 56 games between the Bruins and Wild. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite his contributions, the Bruins opted not to tender a qualifying offer, making Lauko an unrestricted free agent on July 1st. The Dynamo move. Lauko's decision to sign with HC Dynamo Pardubice is an intriguing one. He joins a talented roster, including another former Bruin, Vladimir Sobotka, who has spent the last 5 seasons with HC Sparta Prague. This move sees Lauko reunited with a familiar face, adding an extra layer of interest to his new team. The Bruins' 2018 draft class disperses. Lauko's departure from the NHL also marks the end of the Bruins' 2018 draft class, as none of the players from that year are currently signed to NHL contracts. It's a fascinating development, leaving fans wondering about the future of these young talents. Axel Andersson is playing in Sweden, Curtis Hall and Dustin McFall are in the ECHL, and Pavel Shen is in the KHL. Where will their paths lead next? A new chapter, a new challenge. As Lauko embarks on his journey with HC Dynamo Pardubice, it's an opportunity for him to showcase his skills on a new stage. Will he continue to thrive and make an impact in Czechia? Only time will tell. And this is the part most people miss. Sometimes, a change of scenery can be exactly what a player needs to reach new heights. Thoughts and questions. What are your thoughts on Lauko's move to HC Dynamo Pardubice? Do you think it's a step down or an opportunity for growth? Could we see Lauko back in the NHL in the future? Feel free to share your opinions and predictions in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take on this intriguing development. Ex-Bruins forward Jakub Lauko signs with HC Dynamo Pardubice. New chapter overseas. A familiar face in the Boston Bruins organization is embarking on a new adventure, and this move is stirring up plenty of conversation. Just when Bruins fans thought they had seen the last chapter in Jakub Lauko's time in Boston, the determined forward has inked a deal to continue his career on the international stage. Let's break it down. Lauko, known for his grit and tenacious play on the bottom 2 lines, has signed with HC Dynamo Pardubice, a prestigious club competing in the Czech Extraliga, the Czech Republic's top hockey league. The announcement, confirmed by the team, marks a fresh start for the 25-year-old as he returns to play in his home country. But here's where things get intriguing. Rather than staying in North America, where some felt he still had unfinished business, Lauko is turning to familiar territory and trusted relationships. When asked about his decision, Lauko expressed deep appreciation for Pardubice's coaching staff, including Filip Pichon and Karel Mlejnek, counting both as important mentors and motivators. Having coaches I already know makes adapting much easier and really excites me, he shared. He also credited peers like Roman Chervenka and Martin Kaut, fellow Czech players and former teammates, as reasons the transition will feel less daunting. Many fans might miss how crucial these connections are for athletes adjusting to major career shifts. And this is the part most people miss. Off-ice relationships can impact a player's game just as much as lineup positions or stats. Lauko's NHL journey has involved its own twists and turns. After being drafted by Boston in the third round of 2018, he spent 5 seasons with the Bruins before being traded to the Minnesota Wild in 2024. But that wasn't the end of his Boston story. Lauko returned for a second stint ahead of the 2025 NHL trade deadline, sent back in an exchange that saw Justin Brazeau head to Minnesota. Throughout these moves, Lauko earned a reputation as a utility forward who gave his all. He wasn't shy about getting physical, mixing it up with opponents, or even instigating penalties against the other team. Not everyone valued this style. Some critics argued he lacked scoring power, but others pointed to his invaluable intangibles: energy, fearlessness, and team spirit. During his second go-around with Boston, Lauko recorded 2 goals and 3 assists in just 18 appearances. Perhaps even more telling, he logged an impressive 50 hits and registered 17 blocks. For many coaches, players like Lauko serve as the backbone of a tough, resilient roster, even if they don't regularly make the highlights. But here's the big question. Did the Bruins make the right call in letting Lauko become an unrestricted free agent instead of offering another contract? Some will argue it's time for younger prospects. Others believe Boston just lost a backbone player who can lift the locker room during long slumps. Now, as he takes the next step in Czechia, Lauko gets to reunite with several friends and former national team colleagues, potentially boosting both his confidence and performance. There's something poetic about returning home. But will this storybook move ultimately reignite his career, possibly positioning him for a future NHL return? Or will it mark the beginning of a new era far from Boston? So, hockey fans, was this the right move for Lauko, or do you think Boston should have kept him in their plans? Is this the natural course for bottom 6 forwards in today's NHL? Or could Lauko's path inspire teams to value heart and hustle more than ever? Sound off in the comments. Let the debate begin. Bruins fan favorite Jakub Lauko signs with HC Dynamo Pardubice in Czech Extraliga. Hold on to your hockey helmets because a beloved Bruins player is making a surprising move that's sure to spark some debate. Former Boston Bruins forward Jakub Lauko is heading back to his roots, but not in the way fans might have expected. Instead of sticking around the NHL, Lauko has signed a deal with HC Dynamo Pardubice in the Czech Extraliga, marking a bold return to his home country. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this a step forward or a missed opportunity for the gritty forward? Let's dive in. After becoming an unrestricted free agent, when Bruins general manager Don Sweeney decided not to re-sign him, Lauko chose to take his talents overseas. The move might raise eyebrows, especially since Lauko was a fan favorite during his early years with the Bruins. Drafted by Boston in the third round of the 2018 NHL draft, he played his first 2 seasons in the NHL with the team before being traded to the Minnesota Wild in 2024. Boston even brought him back briefly before the 2025 trade deadline, pairing him with Marat Kushnutinov, which only added to his popularity. So why the shift to the Czech Extraliga? Lauko himself cites familiarity and ambition as key factors. In a team press release, he highlighted his relationship with the coaching staff, particularly Filip Pichon and Karel Malenik, as a major draw. I know a lot of players here, whether from my youth or the national team. He explained, "It will be more pleasant for me to join a team where I already have connections." But this is the part most people miss. Lauko isn't just returning home for comfort. He's also looking to evolve his game. Despite being a defensive powerhouse in his 139 NHL games, 11 goals, 17 assists, 28 points, Lauko is eager to boost his offensive contributions. "I play hard and energetic, and I'm confident in my defensive skills," he said. "But I also want to wake up offensively and contribute more in that area." This ambition raises a thought-provoking question. Could Lauko's move to the Czech Extraliga be the catalyst he needs to unlock his full potential? Or is he leaving untapped opportunities in the NHL? Born in Prague and raised in Chomutov, Lauko's return to the Czech Republic feels like a homecoming in more ways than one. Yet, it's hard not to wonder what might have been if he'd stayed in North America. Is this a strategic career move or a missed chance at NHL stardom? Weigh in below. Do you think Lauko made the right call, or should he have fought for another shot in the NHL? The debate is open, and the hockey world is watching.